Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Live with Crisscross. I'm your host for today. My name is Dilip Dhanasingh and I'm the founder of the brand Crisscross. I'm just going to be pulling in more people. Hold on, I got Shanawaz here. All right. Hey Shanawaz, I just sent you the request. Awesome. Hey Chief, how are you?
Yes, I'm on time. I'm good.
Uh,
Am I audible?
okay. Yeah, I think there is some, a lag in the network. I'm not too sure what it is. Are you okay? Hey, Shanawaz, are you able to see me, or should I just try to reconnect again? Shanawaz, I think we have some tech issue. I'm going to wait a minute and then see if I'm going to loop you back. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I'm just going to try to loop in Shanawaz. For those who may not know him, which would be probably a very small volume, he is an Enduro instructor, and today our focus is going to be talking about his life on becoming an Enduro coach and all the stuff that he does and his various other experiences. Just give me a minute. I'm going to try to loop him again. All right. Hey, Shanawaz, now you're good.
Yes. I just switched off Wi-Fi and connected to 4G, which is much
Yeah,
stable.
sometimes the data tends to be a problem over here. Um, for those of you who just joined just now, let me introduce our guest for tonight. Shah Nawaz, aka the dawn of enduro, motorcycling in terms of being an awesome instructor. My coach, and he's got wonderful experience, not just domestically but internationally as well. The primary focus of today's conversation is going to be revolving around how he became an instructor, a path that very few people take, and then let's talk about all his trainings and all his experiences, across the world and across the country. Shahnawaz, just introduce yourself to the crowd, and then we'll just jump into the Q&A session.
Of course. So first of all, thank you so much for having me at your live session. And hi, I'm Shanawaz Kareem, and I'm professionally an instructor, a motorcycling instructor, specializing on big adventure motorcycles. Um, I train people how to ride and be graceful on these big adventure motorcycles. Let me put it in that way. Some more background. I'm also a motorcycle racer in terms of circuit racing. So I come from that background for a very long time, and now in the past 5-6 years, I kept on switching sides, leaning inside as well as leaning outside. So that's how I put it together. I also run two setups. One is called Wheels Guru, where people can get as much content and information around motorcycles, especially. And the other platform that I run is Ulka Gear, which is motorcycling apparel. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, today's conversation is going to be pretty interesting because he's a very modest guy. So probably we need to keep throwing a lot of questions at him and poke him up and get the information. I believe 2018 you were a one-make champion for under the media
Yes,
category. Would that be correct?
yes.
Yeah. So
No,
ladies and gentlemen, he's just not.
yeah. It happened that that year I was very fit. Along with that, I was doing lots of things in 2018. I think one of the most fruitful years for me was 2018. So yeah, that's why I'm really glad because I did participate in the last Red Day Himalaya. I did participate in the national championship. I got certified as a international instructor, and that year my daughter was also born. So a lot of things happened that year. My one of the campaigns for the company at which I was working got an award as well. So it was a crazy year, but really fulfilling year.
Yeah. So, we had a conversation much earlier, and one thing that really, caught my attention was the fact that when you said, you invest more in your training and yourself than the, motorcycle, which I felt was a wonderful statement because here you are investing more in training. Uh, Shahnawaz, I think we are losing you again. Well, I guess there is some tech issue with Shanawas while he joins. I just want to, elaborate on a conversation which we had, which was he was telling me, how he had been investing on, various training programs and various programs just to ensure that, he's fit enough. In terms of his physical being, he's awesomely skilled enough. So he had been going and attending a lot of trainings to get his game up and, unfortunately, for some reason, it's a tech issue. I'm looping him again. So we would probably start off our conversation by asking him, his first training program in which he attended. Shana, welcome back.
I'm sorry for all the tech issues.
Yeah.
So
So,
let me please go ahead. Sorry.
Shana, what I want to understand was, how did your journey with, your first training program with the California Superbikes happen, and what happened there?
There's a slight history behind this. So I first started racing in 2006 or 7, and that's when I first, that was the second time I landed at Siriperemedu, the MMRT racetrack. First time I reached there when I gave a trials for riding, and that point of time TVS ran a program called TVS Rent a Bike. So I rented a motorcycle, participated in races. Couple of years later, TVS started One Make Championship and TVS Yamaha. So I moved into TVS Yamaha. So that was the circuit side. What it did is that I was not really there in the circuit side. Okay, I was the best that I could do was fourth position, right, at that point of time till 2010, 11. And you need to understand that you need to up your skill. So at that point of time, I figured out that my real worrisome area was around the corners when throttling out motorcycle slides. Okay, and I saw a lot of videos and people said that start training in off-road motorcycles, adventure motorcycles. And at the same time, I was doing some, slightly longerish trips across India and some parts of some parts of Europe as well. So I really, tried a lots of motorcycle in various countries. And what that gave me is an insight that this is another genre of motorcycle riding, which is not just helping me as a rider, but also adding value to my current set of skills. So I, kept on riding. Then someone told me that a friend of mine actually told me that there was a program called California Superbike School Plus Rawhide Adventure Training in California in 2015. And I thought that I think this is a great opportunity to brush both the skills. And you seldom get the chance. However, it was damn expensive, damn expensive. Just to give a perspective, in 2015, I rented the motorcycle along with the training for 2,800 US dollars for 3 days. Okay, and the Rawhide Adventure training program was along with the motorcycle rental was somewhere around 2,500 US dollars, and this was just 5 days. Okay,
Wow.
flight ticket separate and everything totally separate. So the important thing is that I first figured out that I need to invest in myself. So I started honing up the skills. It's not just that I had a I didn't invest in a motorcycle. Yes, I did, but then I realized that rather than investing in one particular motorcycle, I should invest in myself so that I can do a lot more. Yes, someone is writing about Keep Code. Yes, Keep Code was there. I did my training from Sonoma racetrack, and Andy Ibit was one of the trainers, and yeah, that's how it was. And for me, it was really engrossing journey from there onward. Then in 1 year or so, I rode a lot and I trained myself. I did a lot of practice. And later on, I realized that I need to up my game. That's when I went to off-road skills in UK and got a couple of trainings from Simon Pavey himself. And Simon Pavey is, I would call him like a veteran in Dakar. Participated in Dakar 6 times, and I think the last that he raced was along with his son. So so that's the kind of things that you get to learn from these people. And what I also figured out that rally navigation is something which could help me. So I got myself trained into that. There are a few things that it's not always in a training that you get all the ticks in the boxes, right? You get to learn one thing, you build on that, come back to another set of training so that you can scale up your skills. And that was the real important aspect behind this. And I believe that majority of the participants that I have had in my trainings, I think I have been able to impart that same thing. So, which is why they have been able to join me in further trainings as well, just to add on something new, something which is special, and something which is different from the previous trainings. So yeah, that's how I started to up my skill. And trust me, no matter how many trainings you go through, if you are not going and practicing, and I'm not saying riding, practicing, which means you identify one objective and keep doing that to improve that. So keep practicing. So that work requires dedication, and you need to be focused in doing just that work. Anyone can go 60, 70 kilometer an hour if he does straight runs, but you need to understand how you can really have finesse in that.
So, and Shahnaz, if I'm right, after US training and the UK training, I believe you were in India. You had a corporate job, if I'm right.
Yes.
You're working for a telecom. You're a sales guy and stuff like. So, and for a lot of Indians, that's a stable job, right? You got a job that is paying you well, and so when did you and what made you make that switch from quitting a corporate well-paying job to becoming an instructor? Not a racer, but an instructor, which is at the time when you started, there were very, very few people, if I'm right.
Yeah.
So what made it?
So I'll tell you a very important aspect behind this. Right now I'm 35. Okay. And this I'm talking about 2019 that when I quit my job. So until 2017 I was working with Airtel as head of their marketing for their global business division, and I was at a GM level in a telco. So I was handsomely paid over there as well. And then I joined a company called Spectra, which was India's fastest internet service provider, and I head their marketing and brand overall, and which was also a really fulfilling thing. along with this, I was doing weekend training. So 5 days office work, and then over the weekends, I was either riding or training. And when I'm not training, I am either upping my skill set. I used to go on my own alone to figure out few exercises, do that, come back and chill. So that's how I was doing. The thing was that at that point of time, I had developed a new concept, a product, and I had got the patents for that, which is Ulka gear. It was the world's first motorcycling, or rather, till now, the only motorcycling jacket that can convert into a backpack. That was one thing. And thirdly, I was ready with at least 3 clients at that point of time, supporting my other channel, which is Wheels Guru. So it was kind of stable. I would still say that it was premature, because I would still say till the time you can push jumbling things and managing things, keep pushing yourself. So I did that for almost 2 years. Then I realized that I need to give more time to my family as well. So that's when I decided that switch it, do something which is really exceptional, that you can do and go as deep as possible, so that you can leave a mark in people's lives. So yeah, that's when I decided that let me do training full time. Another very important thing is that the connect. Majority of the people that come for the trainings are usually in my trainings are usually my peers, I would say, who have been in my kind of position, who have a purchasing power of riding, and who also have a passion for motorcycles. Okay, and obviously purchasing power comes and it drives the passion as well. But the other thing is that if I look into my peers, at least 10 years, a decade, years of experience is the minimum that I've seen in people. And that brings a lot of good things as well as bad things. So it is the trainer's responsibility is not just to identify the skills and make, and get those done. The trainer's responsibility is to get things done for that individual through his way, not my way. I need to fill myself into my participants' shoes so that I can, really add value to my participant. That's what I do.
So, I mean, the whole enduro scene as such, trail riding very specifically speaking, and off-roading, what people want to call, I think the whole, in my view, at least I got involved with, riding dirt probably 10 years ago. And frankly, with zero training, and, all my life I've been a tarmac guy, and then I'm thrown into dirt. And frankly, I don't know how to, even now I struggle with quite a few things. And I went to a training program, and at that point of time, I'm talking almost 10 years ago here in India, the kind of training that was available, if you want to go onto any kind of dirt riding, was more like a motocross styled, track riding per se. However, most of us who love to tour and who love to, go probably to the Himalayas and stuff like that, how did you feel that, okay, you know what, you probably need to make people say that, okay, it's not motocross, but it is a kind of like a trail riding or dirt riding, or just, an adventure kind of riding. How do you, shake that off and bring it in?
Yeah, so I'll tell you one more very important thing. When we talk about the kind of riders that we are ourselves, we are first generation riders. I would say, as Indians, we are the first generation riders. Our next generation would see from us, learn from us, and ride more, right?
Yeah.
What has gone into our system is that we started from on road, and then we started touring. And in between, wherever there was off-road, we felt that we are into a rally mode.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In Hindi, whenever I used to go along with my friends and we used to find within the tours, we used to find bad patches. We used to say that rally mata jag gayi hai. So we used to just go berserk,
Yeah.
throwing ourselves on our motorcycles and on the corners and going as fast as possible. Yes,
Yeah.
that was fun, but being irresponsible as well. But what happens is that with this, you tend to feel that you are doing off road. Yes, you are doing off road, but this is more controlled off road. If you want to do motocross or any other form which is competitive, the I would recommend people to go into competitive scenes because in competition things are the variables are less. Like take for example, if you are on a motocross track, you know that there are seven humps and across there are 5 corners. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can calculate, you can be safe as well. The only foolishness that can be done is by the rider himself. But when you are riding, when you are touring, you are going out to enjoy. You're going out to have fun. Yes, you will ride fast, you will ride with spirit, but make sure that you enjoy with responsibility as well. So the real distinction is having a balance between fun as well as leisure. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's how I would put it. If you want to go competitive, go into the competitive segments. Try some races. Try being in some rallies. Right now, not in the COVID scene, but when things are back to normal, yes, definitely do that.
You just want to, since we just mentioned about COVID, you just want to tell people the number of tests that you did last year between every session or after every session. Just,
So I'll share some numbers. So last year, just before this quarantine, as in the COVID lockdown scene, from July end till February mid, I was out of Gurgaon, where I live, for 19 times, almost every weekend. Okay, 19 times, and it was my responsibility to get myself tested for my partner, because for the first time when the lockdown opened, there was one customer of mine from Sikkim. He reached out to me and he said that I would like to invite you to train 8 guys over here. And he said, would you be comfortable for getting a COVID negative report? And at that point of time, I felt that this is something which can add a lot of confidence in all of my participants everywhere.
yeah.
So I got it done that time for the first time in July end or August. And after that, I made it a habit that before every training, I got myself COVID tested. So that means I got 19 times I got myself COVID tested for RT-PCR test. And when I came back to Delhi on Monday, I got myself a rapid test as well for my family. So that's 19 into 2. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
mean
number.
the reason why I brought this up is because this is something when we started the Saturday night episode. This is something that we have always been stressing about. Safety is not about just wearing a helmet and wearing a gear when you are out riding. It is about in the current scenario, it is about ensuring these tests and various other precautions that we take. So there are a lot of adjustment issues and there are a lot of stuff that we have to incorporate into our so-called new normal, which we are not ready to adapt. So, I mean, that's the reason I actually wanted people to understand the number of tests that you did, to do,
I'll,
whatever it is.
I'll give
Um,
you one more instance. I'm sorry, I'm digressing a lot, but it is
so,
really important. In February end, I think, yeah, in February end, I went out for a tour, and as usual, I got myself COVID tested. But as soon as I reached there, okay, my wife called me and she told me that your report is positive. Okay. And I was glad that I was not more than, so I was in Chamba, region, and immediately I decided that I need to get away right now from from all of the participants. I had not, interacted with them because it was early in the morning, and I started riding. And we reached Amba, and in between I never stopped. Then I decided that I need to go back because if I stay there, there are two things that are going to happen. One, I might be a carrier to that locality. I might be a carrier to all of those people where I stay. So I decided that I will come back from Chamba to Delhi the same day. Okay, so in the morning I started riding from Chandigarh to Chamba, and then by late night I reached back Delhi. What was really important, immediately as I reached home, I got myself quarantined. I even called the hotel where I stayed the night before. I called the airline where I took the flight as well, that I was tested positive. Here is my report. Please do due diligence for you to take care of your next set of customers.
Lovely.
It was my responsibility to make sure that I make it safe for everyone.
Yeah, that's lovely, man. I mean, that's something. I guess we all have to do that. I mean, it may alert all the flags wherever in terms of people exposed, and give them the benefit of doubt as well. Viewers, we are going to go into the last segment of the interview. So if you have any questions for Shanawaz, please put it in the comments, and he'll be happy to answer you. Shanawaz, look, I've seen you manhandle or toy the GS 1250. It's one heavy bike, and I have really seen you probably throw it around like an X-Pulse or something like that. So, let's talk about your GS, being a marshal in GS, okay? And being a marshal in GS, it's super duper because you pretty much, are traveling like the contestants, and point A to point B, you are kind of, except the, the contest course, you're actually riding through the entire terrain with them. Then you got your briefing, debriefing, the whole thing going on, happening. It's just not about that. You're trying to, manage the scores. You're trying to ensure everybody's safety and a whole bunch of things. Why don't you just talk us through, your whole process of being selected for the GS Trophy as a marshal, and then, things around it.
Of course. So, GS Trophy, becoming a marshal was a very important aspect in at that point of time in my training, phase, and in my current training phase as well. but the thing is that 4 months before that, in August, September, I had an ACL injury for which ACL, MCL, and meniscus tear, for which I got myself operated and repaired. And in 4 months, in the next 4 months, I was there in New Zealand as a marshal and riding for almost 27 to 28 days continuously in New Zealand from top to bottom. All the participants joined for 7 days. However, the marshals actually ride for 27 days.
Yeah.
Okay. It is one, I would say, luxury, a blessing as well, but there's huge responsibility as well. So during the marshal scouting area, we scout for various alternate routes, alternate segments, and all of that. That's part of the thing. But during the GS Trophy, there are multiple things a marshal does. Like, take for example, when I am leading a group of 2 countries behind me, which means I have 8 people behind me, and my responsibility is not just to take them from point A to point B, but also to give them that experience of the nature and the surrounding, the culture, etc. The second thing is that when I am riding from an area, I am the only person who has the GPS. I have to also make sure that the group is with me. And I also have to make sure that we are setting up a good pace, because I want to make sure that they reach much before sunset so that they can set up their camp, they can freshen up and enjoy. Along this, you need to make sure that they have sufficient amount of breaks so that they are not tired, because when people get tired, they make mistakes and things happen. Okay, so when I'm riding as a marshal, I am looking at three places. I'm looking at the terrain, I'm looking at the GPS, I'm also looking at the rear view mirror constantly to find all of the people around. And in New Zealand, it was very tricky thing, because majority of the sections that we took were gravel area, and gravel speed at times it's written 100, and people actually ride at 100 on gravel. So we were also going into that pace. And because I'm at the front, I need to tell all the guys riding behind me that there is a car which is coming. So I need to keep on looking out for that as well. So it is fun. However, look at one more thing. Before the participants, we need to get up, and after the participants have slept, we will then go for a martial briefing and then go back to sleep. So it's almost like 3 to 4 hours of tired sleep that we used to get.
Wow. I just somebody just wanted to know, just to understand how how they can become a BMW GS. Hold on. What does it take to train to become an instructor BMW
GS
GS?
experience. Yes. So first of all, for any kind of instruction, you need to be a good. I would not say the best rider, but you need to be a good rider who has all of the skill set. That is first thing. The second thing, you should have trained enough number of people so that you have a training experience. Because training is not just showing off your skills on Instagram, right? Instagram life is nice. I also show the good sides always, but it's actually how you as a rider can find the problem which your participant is saying, and then address that problem by his needs. That is one thing. The second thing is that once all of that is done, you need to go for a certification test, and that test is not just a written paper or like an IELTS exam or a GMAT exam where you prepare for something. Then there are three aspects to it. One, understanding of the motorcycle. How do you deliver training? And third, your first aid skill. So you are also qualified as during this IAA certification. You are also qualified as a first aid marshal as well. Okay, so if I, as a trainer, go out and ride, and if there is, a casualty, I can perform first aid. I'm trained for that. Okay. Along with this, then there is technical aspect. You need to be technically sound on majority of the things. And with this, there are when you go for a riding test, they give you 100 obstacles, and out of that, only 4 mistakes are allowed. That means you have to be 96 times right. Minimum 96 times right. Okay? That means 96 times you cannot put your leg down. 96 times you cannot accidentally turn off the motorcycle. 96 times, if you're going uphill, this wheel should not spin if it is not asked to.
Yeah, got it.
So all of that it goes into that much detail. Because as a trainer, you have to showcase the skill set, understand the problem, and give a solution. You are a solution expert rather than a show off. Yes, you get to show off because when you are doing an event, there are photographers, videographers who are going to take, and which is what gives a lot of glamour to the events.
My last question,
Yes.
question, and since you come from track and you know this, general thumb rule in track is, when you have a fall, you try to slide it out, but in dirt, what do we do? If I know I'm having a fall, do I roll? Do I slide? How do I try to, get away from it?
So The rule of thumb is that if you are having a fall on neutral, that means you had a fall while parking your motorcycle. Okay. Anything beyond that is a rolling slide or a rolling fall, in which you need to brace yourself, brace your limbs, because these are the first things which will go in all the directions. Okay. The second important thing is, if you have figured out that you are about to fall, stay committed to the fall. That let go of the motorcycle, don't cling on to it. Because as soon as you cling on to it, the motorcycle wants to take it along with you. So let go of the motorcycle. A very important thing that I would like to add over here is that once you have decided to have a fall, just open your legs, let the motorcycle roll and slide from the below. It might, grab something. It might keep on sliding. But if you let go of the motorcycle, you will slow down much faster than the motorcycle.
Yeah, that's. I think that's one thing that the first thing, especially when you ride big bikes and expensive bikes, is the mindset to drop the bike. You got to be open to drop the bike to save your legs, save your shoulders, or whatever. That's something a lot of us struggle with, and then over a period of time, probably one too many scratches on the bike, you just drop it.
Yeah. So the first drop actually builds your confidence.
Yeah.
The first drop, and I'm saying drop because when you are dropping that in slow speeds, then only it's a drop. Otherwise, it's a crash.
Yeah.
So the first drop actually builds your confidence, and after that, you will forget cleaning your motorcycle. Okay, but it is really important for you to gain that much more confidence that if you drop the motorcycle, you will go and pick it up, and which is why these trainings are. When you are doing things, you will fall because you are trying to do more from whatever your comfort zone is. And in that case, it is really important for you to understand that don't cling on to the motorcycle. I keep on telling people, don't cling on to the motorcycle. If your motorcycle is falling, let it go, because motorcycle spare parts are still cheaper than your limbs.
Absolutely.
Right? And your life definitely, but definitely your limbs and everything. So
True.
yeah.
Parts can be replaced, but not people. So
Exactly.
that's a very important lesson.
And
Shana,
with that, with that, please make sure whenever you are riding, you are wearing proper riding gear. Without proper riding gear, it is of no use. You are unnecessarily putting yourself at risk. I'll give an example. Sorry, I'm just taking more time,
that's right.
but I personally haven't ridden from March. I haven't sat on my motorcycle. Literally, I sat on the motorcycle just to start it and do
Yeah.
some basement exercises. But I haven't taken the motorcycle out from my parking lot because, in case something happens, our medical system is not equipped enough to cater to these kind of emergencies.
Correct. Yeah.
So, take care of yourself. We can ride anytime.
Shana, we have just come to the close of the session, and so is there any topic or anything that you would like to say before we call it a night today?
Yeah, so from my side, just whenever things get back to normal, and you feel that you want to go out and ride the motorcycle, please, for the first time, if you haven't ridden for a couple of months or so, for the first time when you're going out and riding, please be careful. Your motor skills are not ready. Your motor skills are not up to the same level as it was there 2 or 3 months back. So take it easy, relax, take your time and ride. Secondly, please wear proper riding gear. I will insist you to please take care of yourself. And thirdly, don't bog down in that aspect that this is the motorcycle that I want to buy, and then only I'll be, really a nice rider, etc., etc. It's the motorcycle is very important. So, but the riding skills will really make the difference. Yes, if you are if you would have seen MasterChef, right? This is what I am watching right now these days. A chef, a good knife can only do justice to a good chef, right? So your motorcycle is your tool. So please enhance your skill whenever possible. Go train yourself. I still go and train myself and to up my skill. And after that, I practice. I will tell all of that probably later.
Yeah. Thanks, Awaz.
And do visit my Wheels Guru YouTube channel, because now I'm putting some really motorcycling quality content over there, which will help almost every rider in the world.
Absolutely. So those who are not following him on Instagram, please do follow him at Shahnawaz. He's got a whole bunch of videos that comes up on his YouTube channel as well. And it's explained in the most simplest format that we Indians can understand. And like he always says, invest more in yourself and the gear before you invest on a motorcycle.
Right.
That's what is the key, because as your skills and as your safety gears go up, you have an opportunity to do a lot more. Thank you, Shahnawaz, for joining us and taking a couple of our questions and from the audience. People do check out Wheels Guru. Do check out his Yukla gear. It's it's got all the CE certification. It has got all the patents as well across multiple countries. It's designed in Italy, if I'm right, and made in India. So it's an awesome gear, jackets that you should try on. So thank you, Shahnawaz. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see all of you next Saturday at 7 p.m. for another session. Until then, stay safe. Do good, be good, stay happy, and stay safe, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot.
Night.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.